my beautiful book besties? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Liv if you're new here, and in this video we are going to talk all about the books I plan or hope to read in the month of March. I feel like we can all collectively breathe a sigh of relief that we're finally over the hump of the winter months. Spring is coming and I could not be more excited. I feel like February was such a long month and I could not be more excited to chat with you about the books I'm going to read in March. February's been a pretty good reading month, but I am ready to start over fresh and get a new TBR out there and see what we're going to be reading together. This is going to be my usual TBR, which if you are new here, I talk about my book club pick, any readathons I have going on, any new releases I'm for sure going to get to, and then the last 5 books I'm going to pull from my TBR jar back here. Doing this jar has brought me so much excitement every single month. No, I have not been perfect in reading all of the reads, but it does give me some joy in filming again and some excitement because I just don't know what I'm going to be reading. You guys gave me some prompts and I am just going to pick a book that fulfills that prompt to create the second half of my TBR, or kind of what I like to call my mood reading stack. If I have a point in the month where I really just don't want to read any of the books like I kind of have to read, I can pick from these books. So my Patreon book club pick for the month, you guys voted from 3 very different choices, but The Rose Bargain came out on top, and I could not be more excited for this because, like I said, I've kind of been in that spring mindset, and I feel like this is going to be the perfect kind of like Regency romantasy. Truthfully though, I do not know much about this other than people have compared it to like A Fragile Enchantment and Sarah J. Maas and Bridgerton kind of vibes, so that's just the vibes I'm getting from this cover alone. The season is officially open and high society girls line up to bargain with the immortal Queen Morin for qualities that will win them suitors. A perfect smile for the loss of a finger, an exquisite talent for piano in exchange for one's happiest childhood memory. That right there is literally all I needed to know. This edition is absolutely stunning and I feel like a lot of people are going to want to get their hands on this one. I have read from Sasha Payton Smith before. I read The Witch Haven and really enjoyed it. That's a duology that I definitely recommend, and I don't know why it took her so long to come out with another book. I'm very excited. I hope you'll join us, and you can always check out my Patreon in the description below. Next, I have a read-along I've also been doing with my patrons, which has been so much fun. It's a backlisted series. We just finished the first book. We're only doing 1 book a month, so if you want to hop in, it's definitely not too late. We are going to be reading A Torch Against the Night, which is the second book in the Ember and the Ashes series, and the first one was 5 stars for me. I'm the type of person that, yeah, I like romantasy here and there, but sometimes I just want like a cutthroat, crazy, like plot twisty type of action-packed fantasy, and that is definitely what this is. And that first book is only the setup for what I know is going to be crazy chaos in the rest of the series, so I'm so excited. I don't know what's taking me so long to read this, so if you're like me and I've been waiting forever, now is the time to jump on this and read along with us because we have been having the best time already. And before we get too much more into this TBR, I did just want to let you guys know some exciting news. I am now an affiliate with Everand, so I wanted to take a quick minute to tell you guys about Everand. I've never been disappointed. I've been with them. I've been a subscriber since the Scribd days, if you guys were around for that. Like I said, this is not sponsored, but I am obsessed with Everand because they not only have millions of audiobooks, but you also have ebooks, and it's all on one platform. So if you search one book and an audio comes up, typically the ebook will probably come up as well, which is super handy. So if you're strapped for time for a book club, so typically they will not only have an audio, but they will have an ebook copy as well. But here is the big selling point for me with Everand. With Everand, you can get 3 unlocks per month. That is 3 audiobooks, that's 3 titles, versus Audible, you only get 1 audiobook for that choice. They always have new release or new anticipated releases for me available on Everand that day that it releases, so I don't have to wait for library holds. Everyone does get a 30-day free trial, so if you want to, you can go ahead and click the link in my description for my affiliate link, and you can go ahead and start exploring their library right now, which I highly recommend. I also know that both of these books are now available on Everand as well, so if you want to join the read-along or you want to join my book club, these 2 are already on Everand. So I literally could not be more excited when they reached out to me and wanted to ask if I wanted to be an affiliate. I said yes immediately. I've been with them for years. They have such great customer service as well. So if you're like me and you are trying to save a few extra pennies for those physical books instead of buying audiobooks, you should definitely check out Everand. Next, I have a book that I'm going to be buddy reading with some friends. This was actually up for a March voting choice for my book club as well, and I was hoping it would win because I've been dying to read this, but unfortunately it didn't, which is totally fine. I'm excited to read The Rose Bargain. The God of the Woods is a book that has won several awards already, and I feel like this book is just going to absolutely knock my socks off and blow me away. When a teenager vanishes from her Adirondack summer camp, two worlds collide. So I didn't even realize that this takes place in the 70s, which is honestly such a vibe. But I guess the daughter of the owners of this summer camp goes missing, as well as someone else, and then there unfolds all of this drama between multiple families. So I love that. I feel like when you mix in drama and suspense together, that has honestly become my new favorite thing. I feel like this might end up being my first March read of the month because I truly believe this is going to be a 5-star and it would just kick off my month so well. If you have read this one, let me know, hype me up for it because I think I'm really gonna like it. Next, we have anticipated releases for March, and I can honestly truly say the only book I'm going to be buying the day it comes out, I actually have plans to go to a local Barnes & Noble release party, which is even better. We have Sunrise on the Reaping by Suzanne Collins. Yes, I'm gonna be vlogging it. I'm probably gonna be crying over it. I'm gonna be crazy over it. I recently reread the whole series without even realizing I was preparing for this because I reread those and then it was announced. So I feel like that was fate, and I seriously am still astounded that we're getting a brand new Hunger Games book in this world. Like every time I think Suzanne is done, she just comes back swinging, and I know this book is gonna break me. It's about Haymitch. I already know the things that happen in Haymitch's games. I love that Suzanne takes so much time to write in between her books because then you know it's gonna be a really good book. She is so under the radar and just drops these bombs, and I just could not be more excited. Sunrise on the Reaping truly is probably the only new release I'm gonna end up getting to in March, but I feel like it's gonna be amazing because it's gonna be like collectively a giant buddy read because I know so many people are gonna be reading this. Now it is my favorite time of the month to pick 5 of these little papers and see what we're gonna be reading together. I do have a couple books in mind that I would love to fulfill these prompts with, but I'm also not opposed to just kind of going rogue and seeing what happens. So let's just go ahead and pick our first one. Please, please, please be a good one to start us off. We have cover that matches my current outfit. Well, considering this is green, I kind of want to make it easy on myself, so I think we're just gonna go with God of the Woods for this. That just made my life even easier, so I think we're gonna go with this one. A little bit anticlimactic, but I think I'm just gonna go ahead with this choice for our first prompt. Alright, going in for number 2. That first one was really good. Made it easy on myself. We have book that's been on your shelf for 2 years, which honestly is probably a lot of the books I own. Gosh, I don't know what to choose. Okay, I will be back. Okay, a little bit of a rearrangement here, but I decided to actually choose Air of Fire for something that matches my outfit because I really need to get back into this series. I think I started it maybe last month or in January. Don't know why I didn't just blaze through it and finish it. There is a lot of pale green going on here, so we're gonna add that to the cart. And then been on my shelf for 2 years. I've been thinking and mulling over this series for a long time because it's really long, but I feel like I'm really gonna like it, and that is A Curious Beginning, a Veronica Speedwell mystery. This one is set in London 1887. After burying her spinster aunt, orphan Veronica Speedwell is free to resume her world travels in pursuit of scientific inquiry. As familiar with hunting butterflies as with fending off admirers, Veronica intends to embark upon the journey of a lifetime. I already like that there's talk of butterflies. It's very spring, but fate has other plans, and Veronica thwarts her own attempted abduction with the help of enigmatic German baron who offers her sanctuary in the care of his friend Stoker. But before the baron can reveal what he knows of the plot against her, he is found murdered. This book reminds me so much of Stalking Jack the Ripper. I love a good historical mystery. This series I know is going to be one of my favorites of all time, and it has just been calling my name for quite some time now, and again the butterflies are kind of giving subtle spring, so I think we're gonna go with this one as the book that's been on my shelf for 2 years. Alright, going in for number 3, we have a book Katniss Everdeen would love. The irony in the fact that I chose this the month that Sunrise is coming out is actually killing me right now. Honestly, I feel like the God of the Woods summer camp is a Katniss Everdeen book. You know what I mean? It's like nature. I'm gonna see if there's a book that better fits this prompt, but I am still laughing. I cannot believe I chose this one. Of all of the prompts, the like 60 freaking prompts that are in here, I chose the Katniss Everdeen. I love it. Okay, immediately I knew which book I was going to choose, The Wild Huntress. I know when this came out last year, a lot of people were comparing this to The Hunger Games, and let me just read this snippet on the back because I think you'll see what I mean. Every 5th year as harvests wane, 2 kingdoms meet in wooded domain, and those who cannot hunt for slay belong to your king for a year and a day. Kings and beggars trust to your aim, for in the wild hunt all are fair game. So basically this is like The Hunger Games. They all fight to the death, and if they win, they actually get a magical wish granted by the other king. We have Branwen, who possesses a gift no other human has, the ability to see and slay monsters. Wendian, who is the least impressive of his magical talented family. And then we have Pridery, who is prince born and monster raised. So it sounds like we might have 3 different viewpoints, but obviously what sold me is the Hunger Games vibes. I don't know if Katniss Everdeen would love this and want to relive her trauma, but I feel like this is too coincidental to not be like a Hunger Games companion, so we're gonna add this to the TBR. I feel like this is already filling up and we still have 2 more. Let's see what we have here. Newest tier shelves, which honestly I could use the rose bargain for. I feel like that's kind of a cheat, but I also have another one in mind that's a cozy fantasy that just got a reprint, and that is going to be Sword Heart that I have here by T. Kingfisher. This is about a widower and her protector, and I feel like that just sounds like the cutest thing I've ever heard. This edition is absolutely stunning. I hope they continue to redo a lot of her indie covers. Even the sword is blue foiling, and this is just stunning. I'm so happy to have this copy in my hands, so I think I'm going to choose this one because I got it in the mail 2 days ago, and I have not been loving T. Kingfisher's newest works quite as much as the older, so I kind of want to continue to dive more into her backlist, so I feel like that was the perfect prompt for the perfect book. Last but not least, number 5. I feel like we've been pulling a lot of great ones that we could actually use as overlap, but I'm trying to, you know, keep things a little bit interesting. But number 5 is longest book on your shelves. Are you serious? We have newest and longest. This is gonna be so hard to figure out though. This was so hard to narrow down, but I kind of just went with my first instinct, and what made me think about this is we are getting a new season of this show in the month of April, so I feel like this will get me in the mood and hyped for the show. But that is You by Caroline Kepnes. I have such a huge variety here of fantasy that I just need something that's going to be quick and easy. I'm just a little bit scared that I'm going to overdo it with the fantasy, and I feel like this is going to be the perfect quick read. The show You is definitely very polarizing. I feel like people either love it or hate it, but I just find it so entertaining, and I have been so curious to see what the books are like. This is also narrated by the actor that plays Hans in Frozen. I feel like that's just going to be an absolutely wild but entertaining ride. I really could have picked any of these books on my shelves, but for whatever reason, this one is calling my name. Well friends, that is it for my March TBR. We definitely have quite the variety here, mainly fantasy, a little dystopian, a little bit thriller, which sounds like the perfect reading month to me. But before you leave this video, go ahead and leave a comment with any type of flower emoji, because I am so ready for spring. I would love for us to be able to fill the comments with flowers or plants, and if you also are excited for sunrise, definitely let me know. But thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you have the best reading month in March, and I will see you in my next video.